Hey there, and welcome back. We are moving on to a new section today, but before we do, I just wanted to say first off, congratulations. You now, if you have followed through with the activities and the videos, you now have two professional profiles, one on ProZ, one on Translators Cafe. You have a free cat tool, which hopefully you know how to use, or at least the basics. And you have four or five of the best freelance translation tools on the internet. You are 80 to 85% of the way there. You're so close to start looking for jobs. But however, before we do that, like any freelance or non-freelance job, you need a resume. And you need a resume that is directed or aimed at translation. So I have come here today to office.com in the template section, and they have a dozen or so resume and cover letter templates that you can easily download and use. Now, if you don't have Word, these are also compatible with Google Docs, which is free. And honestly, if you're going to be a freelance translator, you will need some sort of Word editor, whether that is Microsoft Word or Mac, whatever the word editor on Mac is, or Google Docs, or something along those lines. So we are here today looking at resumes. And I have looked through all of these resumes, and I have found one that I believe is the best for freelance translators. So there are a few reasons why I like this one compared to the others, and I will show that to you when we find it. So if we come all the way down to the bottom, and actually we're going to go to page 2. Keep coming down, and here we are. So what I really like is the balanced resume, modern design for Word. And let me tell you why. So if you can see this here really quickly, I know it's a little small, but this is what it will look like. You have, first off, you have your first and your last name big and bold, which is fantastic. But what other thing I like about this is that they actually have a space here if you want to put your picture. So there are differences between the US and European resumes. This, I would say, is a US resume. However, I do believe the UK and most of Europe is actually moving towards a more US resume where it's shorter, about 1 page, and you highlight your skills, experience, education, and that's about it. There's no real personal information here. For me personally, I have used the same resume for both US and European jobs. I'm not 100% sure the rest of the world, as I've only lived in those two, but I would assume they fall somewhere in those two categories. So for me, a resume like this would be perfect because in the US, I would take off the picture. In Europe, I would leave the picture on. It's just two different style of resumes that you kind of have to learn to live with if you work online. So I've actually created this resume and it's very easy to do. So all you need to do, if you like this one, if you want to prefer, or if you prefer another one, you can go back and you can choose a different one that you like more. However, I really like the laid out of style of this one. Plus, what I enjoy, especially for a new freelance translator, is this part right here comes first. Your skills. As a new freelance translator, you probably don't have much experience, and you want the first thing that people see or clients see are to be your skills. So, your skills, your language skills, your writing skills, subtitling skills, um, any of those skills that you have that make you believe that you would be or that you would be a good freelance translator. So we're going to do skills first, And then we come to experience. So we want the skills to be the focus. Experience comes next. And then lastly, education. And all of these in freelance translating are important. And I will get to that once I start talking about mine. So if you like this one, it's very simple to download. Just come over here and you click on download. After it finishes downloading, you click on it to open it, and it will actually open up in Word for you. So I will see you over in Word. So choose a resume, download it, and then open it up in Word, and I will see you in the next part. All right, so here we are in the next part. So I'm obviously in Microsoft Word, and I have created a bit of a dummy resume. Actually, I really like this resume. I might start using it, but I'll have to tweak it a little bit. So as I mentioned in the last part of the video, what I like about this is the photo. I have moved the title, or my name, over to the middle, which is really quite easy. All you have to do is, when it looks like this, the two lines, all you have to do is move it around, and it moves very, very simply. Obviously, address, phone, email. In the template, they don't have Pro's profile because it's not for freelance translators. But I believe putting your Pro's profile up there would be a very, very good idea, especially once you start to get references. You could also put your LinkedIn profile up there, or you could put any other references, or just leave it blank. Honestly, I believe your Pro's profile or your Translator Cafe, if you actually work on it and make it professional, would also be a good idea. So up here in this first part, they had a whole paragraph of things that you could write about yourself, who you are, what you do. That is as I mentioned, a very European style. And if you want to do that, that's perfectly fine. However, for me, I don't feel that that's necessary for you to get a freelance translation job. People don't need to know all of those things about you, the activities you like, and things like that. It's just not really necessary. So I have this sentence here that I've used for quite a while now, actually, the whole time I've been a freelance translator. Independent, quick learning, and personable young man with an array of skills and a desire for betterment. So that basically sums me up in my professional outlook on life. And so I usually just keep short and sweet. That's what I was taught to build resumes, short and sweet. People don't have 10, 15 minutes to read your resume. They want to do it in 2. So make it easy for them. And then we're coming down here to a skills section. I have Spanish level C1, Portuguese level B1. I understand this is not good enough to be a freelance translator. It's just I don't have enough vocab or experience with the language. However, putting this here tells clients that I am very interested in languages, and that languages to me are very important. I put my CAT tools down there. Obviously, I have the Omega T. You would also put the Omega T in there. Just a certified personal trainer. I put that on there because I do medical, and it will anything in the health profession is a bonus. And I put detail-oriented and punctuality. I should change that to punctual. So those are just 6 things that I want to represent, that I want this person to know about me. And the fact, again, that it comes first, especially for those who don't have very much experience or no experience, these skills really puts them in a mindset to show them that you have the abilities to be a good freelance translator. Next, we're moving down to experience. Obviously, very short, simple, 3 bullet points. Title, where it is. So I believe putting where you did the job, especially in freelance translating, is very important, because doing it here in Barcelona shows them that I actually live in the country where they speak the language that I translate from. And that's a huge bonus for freelance translators, to actually live in country. And so putting the place of where you did it, I believe is a great idea, and clients really like to see that. So I put 3 of the things that I did, my translating jobs, You may not have anything right now, and that's quite all right. That's what the next section will be about. And then I did Peace Corps volunteer. Again, I put this in Peru, translating from Spanish. I can do Latin American and European Spanish. And it was health related. So again, medical translator, health related. Next, I moved on to my education. My education was very much health related, kinesiology or exercise science. So I put that, Master in International Education. It does not have a whole lot to do with what I translate. However, I do education translations. But the fact that I have a master's shows people that I have that level of writing, reading, and also the fact that it was in Spain. So I did my master's in Spain, which shows them that I have a high enough level of Spanish, good enough level, technical level of Spanish to do freelance translations. And then the last part down here, they actually have activities. I don't feel that's really necessary. It could be if, for example, you wanted to do something that was not part of your specialty, such as, I don't know, if you wanted to do a tourism, if you're traveling or you've been to over 100 countries, or something that reflects your ability to translate that specific document could probably help. What I feel would be a better use of this space down here would be references. There will be references in your Prozee profile, but not everybody will click there to go all the way to Prozee and check them out. Especially if it's a PDF, they'll probably just look at this. So having your references right there and ready, I believe is a very good idea. It shows your experience, it shows that people are happy with your work. So that's it. Short, simple, easy, to the point. I like templates because they actually show you what to write. They give you everything, the formatting and everything. So yeah, there you go. So go ahead and create your resume with a photo or no. It's up to you. If it's in the US, no photo. So yeah, go ahead and complete it. Go through it. This is our lecture and activity this week. So yeah, and let me know in the comment section below if you have any questions or any doubts about what to add in your resume, and I will get back to you. And I will see you in the next lecture.